Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the DDP-80 from Donner. The DDP-80 is one of the latest digital pianos from Donner. Unlike many other digital pianos, the main emphasis of the DDP-80 is actually on its simplicity and art. Don't you notice the moody feeling of this beautiful DDP-80 and this beautiful house? The main emphasis of the DDP-80 is actually its function as a piano rather than as a digital piano that has multiple different instruments. But this focus and emphasize a lot on the piano. So first and foremost, let's talk about the sound and the hammer action of the piano. So this DDP-80 uses the GHS standard hammer action where it mimics the touch and the feel of a real grand piano. Like for example, the left side, which is the bass part, is heavier than the treble part, just like an actual piano. So the touch when you play on this piano, it really feels like you're playing on a grand piano. Similar to an actual grand piano, the DDP-80 comes with 3 pedals, and these pedals are metal pedals. Now let's talk about the grand piano sound of the DDP-80. So this DDP-80 actually features the Donner design sound source, where the sound is recreated from multi-layers of grand piano samples. And the 128 notes polyphony also help deliver every single detail of an acoustic piano sound. In order to recreate such beautiful grand piano sound, the speakers and the sound system of this piano is very important. So the DDP-80 actually features two 20-watt speakers, powerful enough to fill a whole small house. So basically these are the 2 speakers. Beautiful. And this is the connection for the 3 pedals that we have. Alright. Now let's take a look at the connectivity. So on the right side, at the back of the piano, you will see the power on and off button over here. And this is the volume knob. So usually I just turn it to around 60 to 70% because a 20-watt speaker is really powerful enough to fill up a small house. And if you want to fill up a small hall, then maybe you can turn it to 100%. And the good thing about this speaker is even at very high volume, there are no distortion. So that's why the quality of it is really good. Then over here on the left side, we have the headphone. So this is basically the headphone jack. And then we have the out, which is an aux out or the line out, where you can connect it to an amplifier or speaker and you can perform in like bigger stages. So this is very handy. Or you can even connect it to an interface for music recording, for direct recording. And basically this is the DC in for the power, and this is another sustain slot. So it's a sustain pedal slot over here. Okay, you can't really see the focus is a little bit out. Okay, so this is for another sustain pedal if you have one. And finally the USB port over here is for USB to your computer. You can connect to your computer and you can do music production via MIDI. Okay, so this is very handy. And you can even connect it to your phones that support MIDI as well. So be it Android phone or an iPhone. Okay guys, let's take a moment to enjoy the beautiful wooden texture of this piano. Wow, this is so beautiful. So now let's hear the piano from the speaker. Okay, and I'm only turning it on to 70% of its volume because we are not in a very big hall now. So I'm going to play Canon in D. So all in all, the Donner DDP 80 is most suitable for beginners or intermediates or even people who really love to play the piano, because the touch and the sound of this piano is really quite amazing, in my opinion. And look at the design. I think this design is really suitable for houses, especially the Muji style minimalist kind of house, which especially this house. So I think this is a really suitable piano for a Muji style house or a wooden type of house. A lot of modern houses are like this nowadays. Alright, so thank you all for listening to my performance of the two songs earlier. I hope you really like it. And thanks for listening to my review of the Donner DDP 80. I think this is a really good piano. If you like more videos like this, do check out my channel and do check out Donner's piano as well. And I hope you can subscribe to support us. And if you would like extra discount, you can check out the link in the description below, and there is a code that I input over there for you to get an additional discount. Check it out. All the best, guys, and please subscribe.